This is Mon Health Talk, a weekly program focusing on the dedicated physicians, nurses, and staff at Mon Health, the region's premier community hospital system. People with skillful hands and bright minds using state-of-the-art technology. We don't just practice medicine, we care for people like family. That's why at Mon Health you can feel the difference. Once again, welcome to this edition of Mon Health Talk.
Good morning. Welcome into the program. Dave Wilson. And on today's show, one of my favorite topics each and every year, we'll be talking about the Mon Health Medical Center Auxiliary's 60th annual Ball of the Year. Yes, it's that time of year again. And joining me in studio this morning from the Mon Health Medical Center Auxiliary, President Chris Battin. Chris, good morning. Good to see you again.
Great to see you, Dave.
And we have Jess Maroulis, Ball of the Year chair this year. Jess, good morning. Thanks for coming in.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Well, we'll get into the 60th annual Ball of the Year, what's going on, the theme, the inspiration behind it. We'll get into all of that. But, Chris, you know the drill. You've been here before. You must talk about yourself. Did you give Jess the rundown? She has to talk about herself a little bit?
I did. I did.
All right, we'll give her a second to prepare. So we'll start. You've been here before, Chris. You know the deal. Just to tell people a little bit about yourself, how you got involved with the auxiliary.
I got involved with the auxiliary years ago when Ann McKnight was the president of the auxiliary, and she invited me to be part of the Ball of the Year committee. And I've been on that committee for many, many years and then became ball chair in 2017.
We've talked about the auxiliary several times on this program throughout the years, but just remind people what the Mon Health Medical Center Auxiliary does.
The auxiliary is a group of volunteers that raises money that benefits patient care at the hospital.
And Jess Maroulis, Ball of the Year chair. Jess, tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and how you got involved with this.
Well, I've been in Morgantown for 16 years now. I'm originally from Summersville, West Virginia. Have you been through Summersville before?
I have been through there, stayed there, hung out there occasionally.
50 miles per hour.
Yes. Yes, it is.
And I am a mother of 4 children, and all 4 of my children have safely been delivered at Mon Health, which is why it pulled at my heartstrings.
So how did you get involved as serving as the chair of the Ball of the Year this year?
Well, I was appointed by Chris Battin. She asked if I would like this opportunity, and so I took a moment to think, is this a great idea, since I'm a little bit chaotic with my own family? But I thought on it, and I was like, it's now or never. It's time to just jump in. Things are never going to be convenient when it comes to volunteering. Everybody's life is busy, and so I knew it was just time to give back to our community, and ultimately, as a volunteer, I receive more out of this opportunity than I could have imagined.
Did she warn you how much work it was going to be?
Past ball chairs did. Yes.
But I would go out on a limb to say they also tell you it's worth it, right?
They do. Mm-hmm.
So let's dive in. The Ball of the Year. I'll toss this one to Chris. I think people are pretty familiar with this. This is something people mark on their calendar. But what is the Ball of the Year?
The Ball of the Year is a black tie gala held annually, and each year the chair chooses the theme, and then there's a project involved because the money that we're raising goes for a particular project for the hospital.
And we'll get into this year's benefactor and this year's theme as well. Can we talk about the theme now, Jess?
Sure.
All right, you're the chair. What is this year's theme?
Well, our theme is wild, wonderful, and whimsical. We are keeping it West Virginia focused alongside of being mindful to reduce costs whenever we create a 700-plus person event. To me, whimsical incorporates a lot of lighting, so I want to gear it in that direction. At the end of the day, though, we all want a memorable charity event that we all feel best when our money goes towards the cause and not all the extra things that go with it.
So wild, wonderful. I can picture that, obviously. Whimsical. Where did the inspiration for this all come from?
I wanted candles, and I wanted lighting, and I wanted some like random butterflies, just very flowy and organic. So I think it'll be a great time.
Well, and this is my head, which is a weird place to visit anyway, but I picture a West Virginia fairy tale. Wild, Wonderful, Whimsical. That's what I picture in my mind, whatever that might end up being. Am I in the ballpark there?
Yes, lots of greenery. I think of that as well with West Virginia.
And looking at the clock. Okay, we got time. So this is the 60th annual ball, Chris. How did all this get started?
60 years ago, two great ladies who were volunteers at the hospital wanted to raise money. At the time, the hospital was downtown, and the OB unit where all the women were having babies didn't have a place to go to the bathroom. And so the very first ball of the year was held 60 years ago at an armory, and they made it look really nice. They wanted everyone to be dressed up in black tie because they wanted the world to know that this is something special, very important, and it was to build a bathroom for the laboring moms to use while they were in the hospital.
You got to take a second to think how far this event and the medical center has come in 60 years to believe. I don't know if I suppose you've told me that story before, but that is amazing. It starts as we need a bathroom in the OB unit, and now it's grown into what it's grown into and what Mon Health has grown into. That's amazing.
It is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Our guest this morning, Chris Battin, Mon Health Medical Center Auxiliary President, and Jess Maroulis, Ball of the Year Chair. Got to take a quick break. We'll continue our conversation. Plus, can we expect any guests at this year's ball? Can we? Don't answer that. That's a tease. We'll get to that coming up. You're listening to Mon Health Talk this morning on WAJR.
Now back to Mon Health Talk, a discussion of the issues, people, and procedures in healthcare today. If you have a question for one of our healthcare guests, call now at 304-296-0041.
Talking to Jess Maroulis. She is the Ball of the Year Chair this year, and Chris Battin, Mon Health Medical Center Auxiliary President. I should probably ask, Chris, when is the Ball of the Year?
The Ball of the Year is November 2nd.
November 2nd. And where can we get information on the Ball of the Year?
You can find everything on theballoftheyear.com.
All right, Jess, let's talk about this year's ball. What can people expect? Give them an idea when they walk through that door, what they can expect at this year's event.
Well, this year is the 60th year, so we're going in a diamond direction. There's going to be incorporation of lots of silver and diamonds, but we're also using that 60th year as a time to reflect on our past balls. So we are hoping to gather a lot of information when you first enter and be able to reflect on how far the ball has come over the last 60 years.
Have you reached out to like previous chairs and people who are involved to try to get an idea of how this event itself has evolved?
Yes, we have. And we've also been trying to find past ball gowns that they wore, and you'd be surprised how many still have them in their closet.
Actually, maybe I would be surprised. Have you found a lot of pictures, images from years past? Are those going to be there by chance?
Yes. If you would see my dining room table right now, I have books and piles of pictures to go through and old invitations. And so those will all be displayed coming into the ball.
Feels like a lot of nostalgia for this year's event.
It
is. A lot of nostalgia. What about entertainment? What can we expect?
We are going to use the same band we had last year. They were amazing. We enjoyed them. They have a great vibe, great personalities, easy to work with, and so we invited them to come back again this year.
And I mentioned guests, but any special guests, or is this just going to be folks in town getting together for the Ball of the Year?
That is correct. We will have our Mon Health CEO, David Goldberg, there, and a lot of hospital employees and doctors, and then the rest is all community.
I mean, it doesn't get much bigger than Dave Goldberg. Who else do you really need? I had to throw that in because I know he's going to be going, come on, Dave. Did you have to do that? The Ball of the Year, again, it is coming up. It is the 60th annual Ball of the Year. Chris, can you talk a little bit about the impact this event has had? Because we talked about its origins in the previous segment, just trying to get a bathroom for the OB ward, but the impact this event has had over the last 6 decades.
I think starting with the bathroom, and then there are various parts, equipment, units, things that the hospital needed that was
surgical lighting was needed.
Yes,
one
surgical
year.
lighting, a diagnostic tool for lung cancer or different lung diagnoses. That was 1 year. There's all kinds.
Starting the P3 program, which was huge
Yes.
for postpartum mothers. That's massive.
And then the final one, which was a great way, was last year's ball to raise money for the care cottages. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
So this year, we are now needing an endowment fund for the caring cottages, which is a safe house for the families that have loved ones receiving treatment at Mon Health.
And for folks who may not be familiar, what are the caring cottages?
So that's where families can stay if you have a family member getting treatment at Mon Health. That way it's there, it's fully stocked, and that's what this endowment fund is for, is to keep those running.
And for probably most of us at some point have had a family member, loved one, either immediate family or extended in a hospital, and to have someplace to go stay, and you don't have to worry about trying to find a hotel and where do we go eat. Or if you're there for a long time, if you need to wash clothes, having that is such a major, convenience isn't the right word, major help. Relief.
Yeah.
Relief, yeah.
Yes.
And it's close to the hospital, so you're not far away from your loved one.
And that is this year's benefactor
It
for
is.
this year's ball.
It is.
That is a great, again, it's a great service, and you hit the word on the head there. Or hit the nail on the head. You got the right word, Jess. You should be doing this job. A relief to the family members for that. And that, again, boy, coming such a long way from needing a bathroom and some surgical lighting to now providing a house for families to stay while their loved ones are in the hospital. That's an amazing path over 60 years, Chris.
I agree.
We're talking about the ball of the year. Chris, when's it coming up?
November 2nd.
November 2nd. And Jess, is there a website we can go to?
Yes, theballoftheyear.com.
How many people came to last year's event?
720.
Are we going to try and break that number this year?
Totally.
All right. Got to take another break. We'll continue our conversation. Jess Maroulis joining us in studio, Ball of the Year chair, and Chris Battin, Mon Health Medical Center Auxiliary President. Got to squeeze in a quick break. We'll be back in a moment. This is Mon Health Talk on WAJR.
This is Mon Health Talk, providing a window into the Mon Health system and the dedicated healthcare providers who work there. If you'd like to comment or ask a question, please call 304-296-0041.
Our guest this morning, Jess Maroulis, Ball of the Year chair, and Chris Battin, Mon Health Medical Center Auxiliary President. The Ball of the Year is coming up. And boy, we've made it this long, Jess. We haven't told anybody how to actually purchase tickets to go to the Ball of the Year. So for folks who want to purchase tickets, where do they go?
They are going to go to theballoftheyear.com.
Is this individuals or do companies buy tables? How does this generally work?
Yes, we have both. We have tables that you can sponsor, which would include 8 to 10 seats at that table, and then you can also get individual tickets as well.
And this is black tie. This is prom.
This is
basically,
fancy.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. In addition to tickets, there are auction items that will be up for grabs. Can you give us a preview, Jess?
Yes, we have some exciting things from a stay in a castle in Europe, and that would also get you entry to a masquerade ball.
Hang on, back up. A stay at a castle in Europe.
Yes.
Now that's fancy.
Versailles, yes.
Now, you want to talk about whimsical and fairy tale castle in Europe, Jess?
Yeah.
I know,
Come
we
on.
had to have it.
All right, what else you got?
We have a home in Jamaica that we will have as an experience. And then I know we have a week in Breckenridge, Colorado, the week of Christmas, which seems to be a hot time of year. Anything else you want to add to, Chris?
We use have help with a company to help plan out our trips also. And on the list they have Africa,
Wow.
Costa Rica, Ireland, Alaska, Norway, Portugal, Croatia, and they're all trips that you can bid on.
Now, these are auction items, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to talk about when you call an event the Ball of the Year, you've got to have the right auction items to go along with it. Those are some great auction items. You got to be there in person. Is there an online auction people can get involved with as well?
Yes, it's going to be online auction. Actually, we're we're going live on the 23rd of September with our very first auction item because there's a time crunch on it. And we are thankful for the generosity of Connie and Frank and Daniels. Each stores are offering $1,000 shopping spree, so you can buy your outfits or win your shopping spree for your outfit to wear to the ball.
Now that is a heck of an idea. You can win your shopping spree. Get your. Do guys get out? Guys just get tuxes, right? We don't have to get outfits, do we? My wife says that all the time. What do you wear? What outfit do you wear? I'm like, I'm a guy. I don't wear outfits, but nonetheless, so you can get your ball of the year. I guess it would be an outfit ensemble.
Yeah.
Again, why aren't you doing this job? Yes, you're the one who's got the words this morning. And that on the online auction starts when?
It will go live on the September 23rd, so next week.
And that is at theballoftheyear.com?
Correct.
All right. And what about hotel room? I mean, this is a great event. Are there going to be rooms designated, blocked off? Can people also book a stay, make a whole night out of this?
Yes, the Marriott has rooms blocked off. And again, that is at theballoftheyear.com under accommodations.
And, of course, you can go to theballoftheyear.com, get much more information on all of this. Anything we're leaving out, Jess? You're the most prepared guest I think I've seen come to this show. Are we missing anything?
I want to put a plug in for the auxiliary. I know we're celebrating 60 years of the ball and 80 years this year for the auxiliary at the hospital, but I just want to drive it home that the auxiliary is based only on volunteers. No one is paid in that group. So it's amazing that a group of volunteers can get as much done as they do in an entire year. Not only just the ball of the year, but they do many other fundraisers for the hospital. They're just an amazing group of people, and if you have ever felt like you wanted to jump out in your community and make a difference, I think this is a great way to do it. You will get more fulfilled out of it, too. It makes you feel great. You're helping your hospital. You're helping your community. You're meeting others. So I just wanted to do a quick little plug for that.
Oh,
wow.
Boy, add to that, Chris.
That's amazing.
Well, for people who are looking for volunteer opportunities, want to get involved with the auxiliary, how can they do that?
Oh, well, you can give the hospital a call and ask for Jacob Mulder, and he will be he's our director of volunteers, and he'd be happy to take you on.
What keeps you working with the auxiliary? I mean, I'm sure you could be doing all sorts of things, Chris, but why volunteer your time? Why be part of the Mon Health Auxiliary?
That's a good question.
I thought so.
It like Jess says, it's the gift that keeps on giving. It's community. You're working with a bunch of great people who they love the hospital. They want the patients stay there to go well. They want the hospital to provide any of the needs that they can't get at home, and like we all have one common
goal.
Yeah, is to take care of the patients and the staff. We do take care of the staff too, the hospital.
Hey, Jess, you're the chair of the Ball of the Year, but how many people are helping, pitching in, volunteering? Can you give us an idea of how many people it takes to bring this together each year?
Yes, and it comes and goes as the year goes on because this is not just planning a couple months in advance. This starts in January each year. So we have anywhere from probably 20 to 30 people helping until the day after the ball when it's time to clean up. Then we have about 4.
Yeah.
So if you were listening to this and you want to volunteer, hey, we could use you that morning after. It's a tough one, cleaning everything up, putting chairs away, getting tablecloths put away. We could use all the help we could get.
Yeah, the cleanup's never as fun as the planning part or getting it ready, getting the venue ready, is it? But like you said, this is basically a year's process to get ready for this event. So, you got a few weeks left here. What's left in the planning process at this point? Just tying up the loose ends, making it all come together now?
Oh, you make it sound so easy.
Oh yeah, of course.
I feel like I'm on a treadmill every morning. Like, whew, okay, what do I have to get done today? It's definitely tying up loose ends, but it's now all coming together. So these last few weeks, it's just making sure everything's in a row, that you didn't overlook anything, that everything's lined up, the communication's on point, which is huge. And so that's what we're doing now. But I have a great team, and they have guided me this far, so they won't let me down. All
right, about 30 seconds. So let's make sure folks know. When is the ball?
November 2nd.
And where can they go for tickets and more information and the online auction starting on the 23rd?
Theballoftheyear.com.
Jess Maroulis, Ball of the Year Chair, Chris Battin, Mon Health Medical Center Auxiliary President. Guys, thanks for coming in. Looking forward to the Ball of the Year coming up again. Always a pleasure to visit and chat about one of the premier events in Montague County each and every year. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.